Hi, everybody. I'm Matt from the Art Therapy Studio, and we're back with another Expressive Art Thursday art project today. And I have my guest here today.
Hi, I'm Erica Marks. I'm the Youth Outreach and Programming Coordinator at the Cleveland Public Library, and I am happy to be here with one of our wonderful partners, Art Therapy Studios. Thanks for having me, Matt.
Thanks so much for joining me today, Erica. These are textural glue transfers. We have black paper. This could be either construction paper or mixed media paper. We have watercolor paints, our water and brush, and we're going to be using glue today as our drawing tool. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to start with our glue first. You could use any kind of glue if you have available, more preferably liquid-based glue. And we first took our paper, we folded it in half, and this is what's going to be transferring the glue design. And then just open our paper. So we're going to start on one side first, and we're going to apply it in any design, any way we want to on one side of the paper. And I'm just going to randomly move my glue. You could use a tool, say a popsicle stick or anything. If you want to give it more design, you could do that to spread the glue, or you can just keep it as is if you're happy with your design, and you would just close the paper. I'm just going to spread this around.
My kids would really like this.
This is a great art activity for really anybody of any age, kids, teenagers, adults. Whenever you're set with that, you would just fold over your paper, giving it a good firm press along the paper. You could make press marks like that. That would also change your design of the glue. And I'm going to just use the bottom of my glue bottle here. We're then going to open up our paper carefully. And this may start to already dry. If it does, that's okay. It might pull some paper along with it. Mine did a little bit, but that's all right. That adds to the design. So what we have now is we have a transferred piece of artwork with the glue. We are going to use our watercolors. We can apply it in the space around the glue if we want. You could also apply it directly onto the glue. You could wait for the glue to completely dry. Then go in with your watercolors. With the glue still wet a little bit, I'm going to use a little bit more water, apply it on top of my glue. It won't stick directly onto the paintbrush. And creating now with different colors on the glue patterns or around the glue, and really just using our creativity, using our imaginations. And as I've mentioned before in our weekly videos with art making, this is great for our self-care, using art in different ways that helps us maybe feel relaxed. Something as simple as using our favorite color would really help us to feel better.
This is very relaxing. Do you have any tips for parents on, some parents may worry that, their child might make a mess or, the paint might stain, get on carpet or tables.
Excellent questions. I would suggest washable watercolor paints. You could use those just as a precaution. You could definitely cover up your workspace even under your table.
This is so fun, you know.
In other variations, you could use thicker paper. There's construction paper. There is also mixed media paper, which I'm using. You could use watercolor paper. There is glue that is quick drying. I'm using Eileen's glue. This is tacky glue. So this dries relatively quick. They also make a fast tacky glue. So just another option. You could also use Elmer's glue. And for folks that don't like their paper tearing, then we could definitely go for Elmer's glue where it takes longer to dry.
What age would you recommend for watercolor painting for children?
I've tried with little kids as young as 4, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
If we are finding it's really messy with our kiddos, this might be a little too watery. Then again, too, the parent may feel really confident with their 4-year-old using watercolors.
Yeah, you know, and then sometimes you have the, siblings like my youngest. She's only 18 months, but,
Mm.
I know if we were sitting around painting, she would think she could, you know, paint and do the activities that we're doing, but, not necessarily. But she would definitely give it a try. So I'm using the glitter watercolors,
Mhm.
and I'm noticing it's like the colors are popping more as the glue dries.
Yes, yep. That's exactly what I was mentioning, Erica. When we work on it more, as the glue dries, the picture really starts to kind of present itself.
Nice.
So this does take some patience for the kiddos, sometimes for parents too.
Mm-hmm.
But that is another helpful technique with our self-care, learning to be patient, something that isn't always easy.
Yes.
And with the watercolors too, for folks at home also, I wanted to mention just being aware of the ratio of water, the amount of water you use. If we are using a lot of water in a certain spot, just to kind of notice if it is starting to warp the paper or crinkle it in any way. We can always soak up extra water with a paper towel or a piece of tissue paper if need be. And with this too, as I'm noticing with the glue, I'm at times going over the glue a little bit too much, where it's almost kind of pulling the glue a little bit. So just something to be aware of also. Wow, this is really adding a lot of interesting colors in my artwork.
That looks great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like yours too. I like how it flows with your glue patterns, the different colors.
Thank you.
Mhm. And if this is an art piece that is maybe not as vibrant as we want it to be, we can definitely experiment. You could try it on white paper also. So any paper that's a little thicker, as I mentioned, just to hold the water. And I like the dark background with this paper because it definitely adds some depth. I'm noticing with my colors also.
Yeah, I would agree. I didn't know how this would show on the black paper, but
Mhm.
it's looking great.
I'm even going to add, if there's any spots we want to add more glue. And even the sensory part of this is really interesting. I know there's some parents with little kiddos, they may not want their kiddos diving right into the glue, but if they're comfortable with it, this is definitely interesting as I'm working with the glue, sort of like finger painting, getting different textures.
Mm-hmm.
And on that added note with safety, just make sure glue is non-toxic for the kiddos. I like this art piece because there's not many rules on it and definitely lends itself to feeling free to express yourself and work in any way you want.
I like that you can, create your own pattern with this also.
Yes.
Just kind of be free with that.
Mhm,
I think I'm pretty much finished with mine. This one,
mhm.
the colors really, I'm amazed at how the colors are popping on black paper thanks to the glue.
It's really neat when that happens. You wouldn't expect that.
No.
And it's subtle, but I'm even noticing too colors that I applied that were really muddled in the beginning are starting to come out as it dries.
Now, are you adding more glue as you go?
I am. I was filling in parts of my paper that didn't have glue attached to it.
Okay.
What I started doing was taking some watercolor that was still wet and I was blending it into the new glue that I applied.
Okay.
I think I am good with mine. I'm going to show mine as best I can on the camera. Let's see if this shows up. So, wow.
Nice.
So definitely
That's awesome.
interesting. Thank you. Definitely interesting where we can work with using glue and watercolors.
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Oh, yours is cool too. Wow.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, nice work today, Erica. And thanks again so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. I look forward to doing this again.
Great. Well, thanks again, everybody, too, for watching. We will check in with you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.